Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. We are doing a PTA episode today. I have a couple prayers and then I have a really applicable question about money. As soon as it came in, I was like, yes, I know a lot of people are going to have this question as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then we're going to wrap up with some tarot for the week and call it good. So let's go ahead and dive into prayers. First thing, you guys know the drill. I'm going to be in full agreement, and you can be in full agreement as well if you would like to hold space for this. This first one is for Sandra. I'm in full agreement for there to be resolution in this tricky situation that you find yourself in. I'm also getting Ganesha energy. So if you've ever worked with a Ganesha before, that is like the problem-solving, easeful resolution god. Okay, so if you feel called to start looking into that, I recommend it. It can be kind of fun to incorporate some divine help with situations that appear to be complicated. And I also want to remind you, this is complicated on a human level. This is not complicated if you're playing at a divine level. So you want to align yourself to more divine support in this moment. And I'm in full agreement for the abundance that is required in this moment for you to be fully supported and for things to just easily work themselves out, for this to be something that's easy on your nervous system and for you to relax into the resolution. Full agreement. Okay, this next one is for Dan. I am in full agreement for you to receive clarity around next steps regarding your business. And I am also in full agreement for you to relax around resources coming in, however that looks, whether it be support, guidance, finances, just on all fronts. I'm in full agreement for resources to effortlessly make their way into your world and for you to remember that they are ever present, that is the true nature of divine resources and support that you desire to have. The last thing, I'm in full agreement for both you and your wife to focus on desire, the things that you want, and for that to be pure. I'm in full agreement for you to want it purely. Before we dive into this next segment, I want to remind each and every one of you that a new class has dropped. This class is called The White Rabbit, of course, inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And this is all about time. All things time, working with time, using time, navigating time, expanding time. And this class has been in the works. It's actually been building and building and building for over 2 years now. So I have been working on this material for a long time, working with other people, navigating timing and time situations myself, my relationship with time myself. And I just have so much delicious material for all of you. So of course, because we all have a relationship to time, if you have an earth body, you have a relationship with time. But my goal, particularly for this class, is for it to be this random thing that you have to deal with because you're human, for that to transition into a tool that you are using each and every day. In my opinion, I feel that time is one of the most underrated and misunderstood manifestation tools that we have at our disposal. And time is meant to serve you. It's meant to work for you. It's not meant to be feared or persecuted or disregarded or squandered. Time is a huge tool that if you're doing it properly, if you're doing it intentionally, time will expand. And the potency in which you're using time for your creations will increase. So what I'm bringing to you is a brand new relationship and understanding of the dimensions of time and how to use the different dimensions of time that you're interacting with your different bodies. So there's a lot here. There's a lot of stuff. We have 3 days that we're working together in one Q&A. So if you are new to my work, this is how I usually do these paid classes, is the first time it runs live. So all of the people who join now, you're actually going to be shaping what you evoke from me in class. So everyone who attends live, your comments, your questions, what you bring, or even what you email if you can't attend the live classes, all of it is going to shape the final product of this class. So it's going to run live starting on the 24th. We're going to do it live together. And then after that, it will be repackaged and available. The replays will be available for purchase. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out. It will be in the description box, the show notes, depending on where you're listening to this. This has been a long time coming. I am so stoked to bring this to you, and it's going to be epic. Every time I think I've put out my best work, I keep finding more. I'm like, no, this is my best work. No, this is my best work. No, this is my best work. And it just keeps getting deeper. And so I'm so excited to bring this to you. I can't wait to see you inside. It is going to be 3:33 until June 1st. So if you want to come join us live, go ahead, jump in, and I will see you inside. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this advice column. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. So here's the question. My question is about language. For example, if a situation arises where you don't technically have enough money to physically yet pay for something, how can you articulate that without sending mixed signals to the quantum field and God? If it's possible for you to say the words without really feeling them, can you do that? Or do you say something like, I can't buy that right now, but I'm definitely open to that changing? I've been doing a lot of work around money with the help of Money Magic Excellence, so I normally refrain from entertaining the notion that I can't have everything I desire. But in certain situations, I want to be able to express that I don't have the money right now, but that phrase sounds so blech, and I feel like there's this walking on eggshells weirdness that comes up because I don't want to send the wrong message energetically. But I don't want to conjure up more walking on eggshells energy either. Maybe I'm overthinking this and I should just relax. Thank you so much. I'm super excited about the new mystery classes, by the way. Well, you are so welcome. And of course, those mystery classes are not so mystery anymore, but there is more good stuff coming. So I'm so glad that you're excited. Okay, let's dive into this language piece. Now, let me explain the energetics of what's actually going on when you see something that you, in present time, do not have the tangible cash in order to make the exchange. What's happening is a desire is emerging, right? There's something more that you want that you now have to calibrate to. That's all that means. So if you are involving your emotional baggage in the mix, right? If on the heels of this desire presenting itself, whatever it may be, if what's on the heels of that is disappointment, fear, contraction, frustration, if you drift into negative frequencies, that is the thing that you want to adjust. The place that I like to go for people, because it's easy for most people to get a hold of, is neutrality. So a neutral statement or a neutral idea would be, is it possible that at some point I'll be able to buy this? Yes. Yes, that is a statement that I think a lot of you can get behind in terms of the majority of your desires. Some desires might be so massive that even right now, if I just open it up to, could you eventually do that? If the desire is really, really, really massive, then you might even not find that statement to be neutral. So you're going to have to evaluate, where are you in relationship to this desire? Does it feel possible to you? Does it feel available to you? Does it feel like at some point? Or is it causing so much fear and contraction that it's never, ever, ever, ever will that happen? If you can get behind neutrality, usually I go to, well, other people have calibrated to this, so therefore it's possible. Or I know that with enough practice, I can get my energy behind this purchase. Or I don't know how or when, but I'm excited to see how this comes into my life, or I'm excited to be able to buy something like this. So of course, those start to drift into more of the positive end of the spectrum, where if you can tap into, I have this desire and now I'm excited to actually get to the point where I can receive that desire, that is going to be the best position for you to be in. Because not only do you understand that the human experience involves distance between where you are now and what you want, whether that distance be 5 minutes or 5 years, depending on the desire, there's going to be a whole range of how long it takes you to calibrate to it. So the thing that it sounds like you're misunderstanding a little bit is that knowing that you need to calibrate to something means that you're going to send a mixed message. No. That's not the case at all. You can be excited and enthusiastic about the energetic work that you're doing in order to receive something. That way you're not sending mixed messages, and it just gets to be, I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. This is my work to do. This is what I'm aligning to next. My desires have grown. That's a good thing. But if you can feel good about that rather than afraid of it, now you're combining the emotional frequency that you want with the desire, knowing that it gets to be yours. And so all of the emotional aspects are completely clear. The one tweak that I would make to what you said was, I want to acknowledge that I don't have the money right now. I wouldn't do that, because that's going to pull you in the wrong direction. Does acknowledging that you don't have the money actually feel good? Probably not. So there's two different things that I would do. Once again, just look forward to, I'm excited to align to this. Get excited about experiencing at some point the financial position where you can pay for these things, where it doesn't even need to be a thought in your mind. It can just be something that you go out and buy. I promise you, the excitement purifies the state. So as long as you are either holding neutrality or something that feels good in conjunction with the desire, you're good to go. You don't need to do anything else. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Just stay neutrality or above. Anything in that range, you're pure in terms of what you're communicating to the quantum field. The other thing that's really nice about this is that you're not lying to yourself. We're not talking about making a statement where you're like, oh, I have so much more money than enough to pay for this. If that doesn't feel true for you, you don't need to lie to yourself, because that's not going to hold energetically. However, you are not focusing on not having the money either. So you've achieved this frequency where you're excited about your alignment, you're excited about your desire, you're really looking forward to it, but you're not anchoring in deficit. So that's the sweet spot that you're aiming at. Now, the alternative, depending on what the item is, consider if the item is, if it exceeds the amount of cash that you have liquid in this moment, right? So if it exceeds what you have in the bank ready to spend today, right now, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't even attempt it. Go with my previous suggestion. However, if the item is something that you could technically purchase, you could technically pull all the cash from your bank account and buy that item right now, then I would actually acknowledge that I do have the money, but I am making a conscious decision to not purchase it today. So once again, you're not anchoring deficit, you're not lying to yourself, but you're feeling empowered around the choice of I am choosing to not make this purchase today, while acknowledging that I could use my money to purchase this today. So now you're coming from abundance at all angles. Yes, you do have the money. Yes, you could make that purchase today. Yes, it's available to you. And you're empowering yourself by making it a decision, not something where you feel like you can't. No, you can. You're just choosing not to. If you can get there, that's a really good feeling place to be. So yes, relax for sure. You're not going to destroy anything, but you also don't have to acknowledge not having the money, because it's either get excited about calibration or acknowledge that you do have the money and you're empowering yourself with your choice and decision to not make that purchase today because you have different priorities. Do you see how luxurious and abundant that feels compared to I can't or I don't have it? When we're really just talking about an energetic flow that you're trying to tap into so that you can actually exchange more energy when you go online or when you look at something that you want or whatever. This is an energetic flow that you're wanting to tap into. That's it. This has nothing to do with money itself. This is all an energetic game, an energetic current that you're working with. Now, I will tell you this just for some extra credit, because I like to energetically do this and I can energetically hold it at the same time. So that's the only reason why I can play this game with myself at this level. This is going to sound completely nuts to you, okay? For a lot of you who are listening right now. When I was shopping for houses, this actually happened last winter. This happened around December of 2021. I was in this place where I was acknowledging that my desires were just getting so big that my attitude was, okay, I guess I just have to fully step into really, really, really big desires and meet myself there because I can't regress. So I was allowing myself to look at the most insane properties imaginable. And there was one property in particular, and it was in the Laguna Hills overlooking the ocean. And it was $290,000 a month. It was a lease, but that was the cost of the rent per month. And of course, this house is gorgeous. There was even a recording studio inside where I would have been able to do podcasts. I could have had my own recording studio completely soundproof for me to record in, which I thought, I've always wanted that. That's like a huge dream of mine, to have something so well insulated that people could be screaming in the house and I can still record a podcast. That is like a dream come true for me. There was a pool, there was an ocean view, there were beautiful bedrooms, there was a 3-car garage, right? Like all of these things. And I remember feeling in my entire body and knowing in my soul, I'm going to be able to do that one day. I'm going to be able to either buy a place like that or rent a place like that, whatever I choose to do for myself, that is going to be financially available to me at some point in my life. And I just got so excited about looking at this thing that is so... It's like wonderful and outrageous and big. It was just this big thing that I could get really excited about. And it was a completely pure desire. There was no contradiction. There was no fear. There was no doubt. There was no, oh, yeah, right, that's a pipe dream. No. I believed it in my full being that is something I will be able to do at some point. And so my advice is go as big and as far as you can. Look at things beyond what you have in the bank. Look at big stuff that you want and go as big as you can. Go as far as you can without feeling the yeah, right. As soon as the yeah, right presents itself, you've gone too far. If you were in Fabric of the Universe, you know I call that redlining. If you redline, it's too much. You've taken it way, way, way out of bounds. So you want to bring it down just a notch, but you want to play in that range that really stretches you without going so far that your whole body starts rejecting it. So anyway, that's something that you can do for funsies. And remember, you want to go for purity. You want to go for the fun and the pleasure of the desire itself, not can I actually cut a check for that today? that's not necessarily the right way to play it, unless it's a smaller item that you do actually have the cash for. Then you can just use it as a way to tap into the abundance of, I can have that if I choose, but I am choosing not to today. And that will serve you well. That will be energetically correct for the quantum field. And that is continuing to have you plug into abundance rather than deficit and shortage. Okay, so I hope that helped. And of course, I want to remind all of you, money magic is always, always, always available. If you want to hop in that container, it's available for you whenever you want it. So let's pull some tarot. Let's see what's going on this week. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done one of these episodes. Okay. We have Strength. This card has been making an appearance quite a lot lately. We have 10 of Cups and 9 of Wands. The message that is just coming through so potently is you get to have it all. You get to have everything that you want. Do not feed into the idea and the perception of sacrifice. Like you can only have a few of these things. No, you get to have it all. And there may be times when you feel a bit more fatigued than others, or you might have energetic debris come up like doubt, right? Different things like that. But understand that the goal here is not perfection. It is what is dominant. In your energetic composition, in the whole of your energetic field, what is most dominant, what is most practiced, that is actually going to be what reveals itself to you. And so it doesn't actually matter if you're 100% all the time, because you're not going to be able to be. Because like I said in the advice segment, you are always going to have some type of distance between where you are now and what you want, because more things are going to come into your world that reveal themselves to you as being things that you want. And so the more that you just allow yourself to know that all of the things you want get to become a part of your reality, the more you're going to be able to maintain that. So the Strength card is actually pointing to energetic maintenance and energetic congruency between where you are and what you want, who you're being and what you want, what you get to have, what you know, and what you want. The 10 of Cups is over here saying it gets to be a big fat party. You get to enjoy this. You get to enjoy the process and the fun that you're having and the life that you're living and the things that are coming into place. And it just gets to be good. It gets to be fulfilling. You get to have everything that you want. And the 10 of Cups is a big fulfillment card. So aim higher, go bigger. It's like if you're going to ask big. If you're going to aim at something, aim high. Go bigger than what you actually think you can step into. This is another element of the message this week, is go bigger in terms of what you're aiming at and then see where you land. So be playful, make this a game, know it in your entire body that you get to have everything that you want. If you want it, that means that there's a divine reason why you're being pushed in that direction. Your desires are guidance points of the direction that your soul is trying to lead you. And the other thing is, you don't need to worry about if a bad day presents itself, if you're kind of in a funk, if you're not having the most spectacular day. That's not an indication to throw in the towel. That's just an indication to realign yourself and make sure that your composition is dominantly what you want. And it's okay if there's a little bit of debris that you're just working through and refining. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not going to get what you want and everything has gone to shit. That's not what that means. If anything like that happens, keep going, keep aligning, keep focusing yourself, fixating on what you want, knowing that you get to have it. And remember, the knowing energy is going to be the most potent. So that is the message for this week. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend. I will see you next time. Don't forget, check out the classes, check out the White Rabbit if you feel called to join that class. Everything will be in the show notes or the description box. I will talk to you next time. I love you so much. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.